Hello everyone, and welcome back to Saturn's Rants, where I'm going to be immediately pressing new game, cause that I've been listening to for the last, I don't even know how long. And hold on a minute, I need to actually turn this down for me too, cause wow, one moment, this is like extremely loud. Okay, turn you way down. But you already know, I can't go an episode without having a little bit of technical difficulties at the beginning. But yeah, this is episode 15 officially. Um, yeah. So first, some credits out of the way. The avatar, is Vivi's creature base. This is my edit. If you can't tell by fuel, um, for anyone that's just listening, I've got the fuel that all my abbies do, all of my avatar edits that I make myself. Um, and the world is Stormy Cave by Sachan. Um, so, as is per our tradition on here, we do the test game every 5 Rants episodes, and obviously that is today, episode 15. So this is the third test game in the series. So without further ado, let's begin. Before experiencing the test final revelation, it's highly recommended that you've played its prequels, The Test and The Test Hypothesis Rising. That was the last couple. That was episode 5 and episode 10. They were good. First, before venturing into this experience, you will stand to gain a lot more from this experience if you've played the first 2 titles, and this examination will also make a bit more sense as it carries on from where the last examinations left off. I'd like to urge you to go and play the test, followed by the test hypothesis rising now before venturing forward, and follow the instructions listed throughout the games, as you will certainly get a bigger benefit overall by taking the test in the order they were meant to be taken in, which I have done. Would you like to close this game now? I've already played the test. Test 2. Well then, let us continue. Please make sure that you answer each question with the utmost honesty, that you take your time to answer the questions presented. Even answering one question improperly may drastically change your outcome. You cannot go back to answer questions you misanswered, so be sure to take your time. This is of utmost importance. Alright, here we go. Oh, hold on. I wanted to turn off my face mirror real quick. When the sun comes crashing down and the heroes fade away, when darkness is all around and there is no light of day, I will come back for you, so that you never feel alone. My spirit will push through. Your heart will be forever. Your heart will forever be my home. And when the world spirals into abyss, I will be standing there. Your embrace so long I've missed. My soul, my love I bear. And when every nerve has been left deadened, and every ghost has left its shell, I will bring you back to your heaven, as you've rescued me from my hell. Nice little poem. Ooh, are one of those me? No matter what happens, I will always... Oh no, it's the fate from the last game. Ooh, choice. Do you promise? With every ounce of my heart and each droplet of my soul, I swear to you. We are going to find a way out of here. Well, lore? The lore. Okay. The testing room. Hello. What is all Destiny? I wasn't expecting you so soon. Though I knew that one day we would meet in this room. You see, closely, I've been watching you, studying every breath and every move. A few of my former colleagues you may have met. Uh-huh. And a slew of questions you've answered without regret. I may be similar, but unlike them, still. I'll make you swallow the truth like a bitter pill. I will peel the emotion from your soul and make you eat your feelings whole. And rhyme a bunch. The questions I ask may be hard to answer, but I will cut the truth from you like a cancer. Both of us know why you're here. To open up and cast out fear. To be as honest as you can. To take angel's wings or devil's hand. And in the end, we both will know how to escape your undertow. Time is on your side, but mistakes are not. Misanswered questions lead to a misery rot. Take time to think before you decide. Dig deep for the answers that live inside. You may not go back, you may not return. Once a decision is made, into your soul, 'tis burned. But before we continue, just know this. Your dishonesty would be very remiss. If your answers lack the guidance of truth, then your final destination will be rather uncouth. So with that being said, I need your heart's honesty. You can run from yourself, but you can't run from me. The only time that it wasn't a rhyme. Now let the examination begin. Alright. Do you ever feel like you just aren't good enough? Absolutely, yes. Do you ever feel like you put more effort into friends or relationships than others put back into you? At, at times, I'd say so, yeah. Do you ever feel like your life is going nowhere? Uh, Not really, no. I have a lot more positive outlook on that. Do you ever feel like you're trapped in limbo? Kinda. Especially when I'm home for a while. I'm doing the same thing every day. Do you ever feel overwhelmed by seemingly trivial tasks? Absolutely. Are you sometimes afraid of what your future may hold? Sometimes, yeah. Uh, yeah. Do you believe that your friends always treat you the way you deserve to be treated? My, the way I deserve to be treated? Um, I think my cat's trying to answer. Um, the way I deserve to be treated. That word right there is kind of tripping me up a little bit. Because the way I deserve. Does that mean that may mean in this case? Oh, of course. For any questions like this, I make the scenarios. It's all like whatever comes to my head. If multiple scenarios are thought of, that's been the rule with these. Do I do? I'd say yes. Are you afraid of being the last person alive in your social circle? You know, now that you make me think about it, I'm literally the youngest in my friend group, but I don't think I'm really afraid of that. No. Are you afraid of the existence of an afterlife and what that might mean for you? No. Do you feel as though you're wanted in life? Uh, I'd say so. Yes. Do you ever feel like you just don't belong? Absolutely. Do you ever feel like a burden? Yep, sure. Have you ever felt left out? Yep. Have you ever felt like a failure? Oh, I failed calculus. You guys know that whole story. Absolutely, I do. Gonna check something. Okay, I'm a little close to the test game. Let me go over. Don't want to be that close. That's what I was looking at. Have you ever felt like you just weren't attractive enough? Nope. I'm ROX. Have you ever worked yourself sick? No, actually, I haven't. Do you ever have racing thoughts at night that make it difficult for you to get it? You know, that is literally. How do I keep on ending up so close? Literally the entire inspiration for this series, the Rants, is the fact that I keep on thinking way too much when I'm trying to sleep. So yeah. Are you afraid to ask for help? Absolutely. Do you feel like people often criticize? Not. No, I don't. I don't think so. Not really. Do you ever feel judged by your friends or family? Not really. I'm sure I have, but not often. But you did say ever, so I'm sure. Yeah. Do you ever wonder what your purpose in life is? Um, not really. I just keep on going. Yeah, not really. If you could turn back time for any reason, would you? Yes. Would you say that you have many regrets in life? Also, yes. Does meeting new people for the first time make you uncomfortable? Not really, no. Actually, really down to meet people. Does looking out your window at night make you feel uneasy? A little bit, yeah. Do you sometimes double check that your doors are locked, even though you're certain that you've already locked them? No. I'm not the one that locks the doors usually. Do you ever feel like life is moving too slow? Nope, usually the opposite. Do you ever feel like life is moving too fast? There's the opposite. Do you feel uncomfortable when home alone? Nope, sure don't. I love being home alone. Would you consider yourself to be a thoughtful person? I'd say so. Would you consider yourself to be superficial? Oh no, I don't know that word. Uh, where's my phone? Great question, actually. I have no idea where my phone's at. Hold on. And I walk back into frame. Okay. I have no idea what superficial actually means. Hold on. Looking this up, I'm nailed down on my floor. Because I want to answer this as honestly as possible. Or official mean. Something located on your. Nope, that is absolutely not. Hold on, let me look up what does it mean to call someone superficial. What does it mean to call some superficial? I was having a tough time with this one. It's taking a minute. Huh. They are perceived as shallow, lacking in intellectual or in emotional depth, and overly focused on outward appearances. Material possessions or surface level details rather than substance, character, or genuine understanding. Absolutely not. There's my answer. Would you consider yourself to be superficial? Nope. I don't care how I look to other people. Do you ever judge others by the way they look or dress? Usually, sometimes I do, but it's not because of how they look per se. Most of the times, it's usually because of how they dress. Because some people have weird ass fashion taste. I'm not one to really talk about fashion taste. usually, but I mean, sometimes it's egregious. What do you consider yourself to be high maintenance? No, not really. Have you ever been bullied by someone you cared about? Not by someone I cared about, no. Have you ever been a bully to someone you care about? No. Do you try to keep a low profile to avoid attention from others while in a crowded area? Absolutely, yes. Do you actively try to avoid busy places? Kinda, yeah. I'm an introvert. Would you sometimes rather be alone than surrounded by people you care about? Yes. Sometimes I just need that alone. Does making phone calls make you feel uncomfortable? Absolutely, yes it does. Are you sometimes afraid to confront people, even when they do something that bothers you? Um, what's this one? If, like, there's ever a mistake on a DoorDash order, I never say anything because I don't care enough. Also, I'm realizing, if you could hear that, I never went on red in VR chat, so I know it could request off me. And someone that I haven't seen in a very long time just tried to request off. But unfortunately, I'm doing things right now. Thankfully, I have a status that says that I'm recording. So they may see that I went on red, but at least because it was because I was recording and I just forgot to say something. All right. Are you sometimes afraid to confront people even when they do something that bothers you? Uh, yes, absolutely. I don't like confrontation. Do you feel uncomfortable when committing to definitive plans for the future? No, I like being planned out. Do you ever feel like no matter how hard you try, you just can't seem to stay motivated? Yep. Do you ever feel that you're failing those who care about you most? Not as if I'm failing them, no. Does driving a vehicle give you anxiety? I've barely ever driven a vehicle. Um, I don't have my license, as embarrassing as I could be to admit. Um, but when I did drive, the answer was no, actually. I was quite fine. Are you afraid of exploring new places by yourself? Uh, not really. I'm okay. Have you ever carried an object around you with you that made you feel more comfortable? Uh, no, 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 I haven't. If I told you that I could guess your name correctly right now, would you believe me? Absolutely not. Don't dig in my PC. Don't you dare dig in my PC. Hmm. Well, based on the answers you've provided me so far, if I were to take a guess, I would say your name starts with the letter M, doesn't it? No, absolutely not. That makes sense. Let's be real here. There's literally no way I'd be able to guess your name just by your answers. That would be ridiculous. Besides, all of you humans look alike to me anyhow. See? See? Does being around animals bring you a sense of peace? Yes, when they're not meowing at me constantly for no reason. Do you sometimes... Oh, where did my tab go? Get back here. The game left me for a second. Do you sometimes believe your loved ones are lying to you when they say that they care? Nope. Do you ever feel like you push your loved ones away? Also no. Oh, hmm. I'm gonna have to stop you here. The truth that pours forth is incredibly clear. I hope that you're being honest for your own health. You can try to lie, but you'll be cheating yourself. I'd like to move on to the next phase of the test. A series of pictures to give your brain a rest. Pictures? You're going to tell me what emotional response they bring you, which will show me what your mind is pondering about. So feast your eyes upon the yards, and let me into that precious heart. For starters, what emotion do you feel is most present in this picture? Ooh, that actually looks pretty. I like that. Um, ooh, um, kind of, I'd say kind of chaotic, honestly. I like it. What word do you feel describes this picture best? Manic, soulful, chaotic, beautiful, broken, trapped. Doesn't feel broken. I'd say soulful. There's a lot of. I love how it looks. I love it so much. What do you think this picture is called? Chaotic crystals, the portal, soul abduction, a mind of misery, celestial stare. Celestial stare. Very interesting. Moving on. What emotion do you feel is present? Oh, this. Okay, this feels like depression. Like something about like the dark greens and blues, and it kind of looking like a web. Just feels like depression to me. What word do you feel best describes this picture? Stuck. Kind of for the same reasons. Kind of looks like a web. What do you think this picture is called? Destroyer of Sense, Darkness Within, Blazing Soul, Birthing, and Corruption Wave. Don't feel like corruption. Definitely not Blazing Soul. Maybe Destroyer of Sense. No, Darkness Within. I see. Next we have this one. Whoa. Hello. What's happening here? Almost looks like goggles with an eyepiece on the left and right. Joy, chaos, relaxation, numbness. I don't know with this one. I wouldn't say joy per se, but it also does have a lot of like lighter colors, so maybe I don't know. I'm like I'm between like the bottom, like joy and the bottom too, because it's definitely not anger, depression, or chaos to me. How about relaxation? What word do you feel describes the picture? Space, planets, galactic, mirrored. It's not exactly mirrored. No, it's kind of glorious. Space, planets, galactic. Galactic feels about right. What do you think this picture is called? I see you, Datacron, the Vault, Reflection of the Universe, Shattered Worlds. Reflection of the Universe, maybe. Noted. Take a look at this. Whoa. Ooh, what's going on here? I'd say numbness for this one. Yep. Okay, so we have gateway, staircase, heavenly, unknown, vast, and open. Kind of gateway, honestly, especially with the blue in the middle. I'd say gateway. What do you think of the stairway to heaven, the rabbit hole, dimension door, the porthole, okay, I'd say dimension door. That's peculiar. And how about this one? Whoa. Huh. I don't know. I have too much of a purple bias to say, but I don't know if any of the other ones fit. I wouldn't say it's really chaotic either. So let's go with anger on this one. I ring, abyssal, darkness, lightning, and blazing. I'd say abyss. The abyssal gaze, nest of darkness, shrouded misery, ground, darkness forming. Darkness forming, because it seems like it's all towards the middle. So let's go with darkness forming. I will make note of that. And this here. Wow. This one actually kind of does feel like joy this time. I like how it looked. Mask veiled, Cyclops, jungle, prismatic, and shrouded. Prismatic. Mind's Eye, Force of Death, the Masking Eye of Chaos, Shining Light. Mind's Eye. I see. Now this one. How many of these are there gonna be? Whoa, what is Chaos? Planetary Collide, Bosoms, Wings, Feathers, and Heavenly. Collide. Because it almost looks like an explosion up there. Grove Sea and Mother Nature's Gift, Forming Earth, We Meet Again, Delicate Touch. They meet again. How about this? How many are there? Holy. Okay, now that feels like anger. Fury, Torment, Volcano, Brimstone, Shattered, and Fault. Almost like Torment, I think. What do you think this picture is called? Arcing Blaze, the World Breaks, Infernal Gate, the Shattering, Rage Incarnate. Probably Inferno Gate. That's interesting that you say that. How about this one here? Whoa. Hello. I'm definitely not relaxed. Maybe numbness? Maybe? Cyborg Veil Information Analyzing, Monitoring Futuristics. I'd say analyzing. The Data Sphere, Thought Provoked, Incubation of Dreams, Matrix Watcher, and Life Protector. I'd say Matrix Watcher. Make note of that. Now this one. What emotion do you feel in this picture? Numbness. Didn't I just say numbness in the last one? Well, this kind of feels like numbness. Ocean Sky, Womb, Destiny. Oh, hey, it's you. It's you. Warp. Endless Sea, Going Down, Ultraviolet, Monolith Heart, and Birthplace of Dreams. Oh, Birthplace of Dreams. Interesting. Take a look at this. Whoa. I like this one. We go Chaos in this one. Data, Broken, Eye, Disfigured, Anarchy Puzzle. Broken. Deciphering, I Broke You, the Crystal Verse, Planar Zone, Fiasco Face. The Planar. Huh. We're almost done. Whoa, what is happening here? Depresso. Warmer, you feel best of this. Arc Slime, Vapor, Melting, Drool, Viscous. I'd say Vapor. What do you think this picture is called? The Jewels of Death, Planet Cradle, Planet Forming, Dark Lights, and the Sludge. I say Sludge. Interesting choice. Let's see here. Oh my god! Most present in this one. Relaxation, actually, a little bit. Crown, Sword, Laser, Sunlight, Eclipse, Solstice. Solstice. What do you think this picture is called? Sonic Boom, Red Angel, Solar Blade, Broken Seal, Integration Timber. Broken Seal. Alright then. Just a few more. A few? I'm kinda gonna burning her out on this. Numbness, Relaxation, Chaos. Those are same ones. I'm getting tired. It doesn't help that it's like 4 o'clock in the morning. Let's go with numbness on this one. Cosmic Sphere, Eye, Beauty, Pearl, Gorgeous. Pearl. Sweet Mother of Pearl. Spiral World, Marvel of Time, Formless Being, Higher Intelligence, Planar Core. Marvel of Time. That's surprising. Is it now? Almost finished. rich. You said that a bit ago. Kind of relaxation on this one. What's it? Gaseous chaos warped wave nebula jungle. Well, absolutely not jungle. It's like nebula. Vaporous forms, light brightening, soulless space, leaves up close. Soulless. Very good. Last one. Thank you. Ooh. Music, choir, voice, hollow, solitary void. I actually don't know for those because it doesn't. Three of them are. Let's go with voice. I was going to say three sound related. I don't really see this like that, but the sound of silence, empty world, warp tunnel, notes of harmony, the static field. Go static field. I think that about wraps it up. Your interests have been documented well. Deep into your subconscious, they dwell. But I am not finished with you just yet. There are still some truths that have yet to be met. As a matter of fact, this is only the start. We will have a great deal of fun before we part. So let me challenge you on another level still. I will pick your brain until I get my fill. This next set of questions will test your conscience more. And again, your honesty I do implore. Let us begin. One year, you're running a little low on funds to purchase presents around the holidays, so you decide to spend $1 and get everyone in your family a lottery ticket. You give each of them their own little lottery ticket and wish them the best of luck. The drawing is held, and one of your family members hits the jackpot, but it's someone who you don't really get along with and just bought a present for out of moral obligation. They plan to keep the money all for themselves as they feel like it was their ticket. How does this make you feel? Indifferent. That's the way life goes, honestly. Because I got it for they want. Good for them. Very well. And what would you wish to do in this situation? Try to steal their ticket for myself, destroy their ticket so no one else gets it, get them killed so I inherit the money, let them be happy with their plans. Let them be happy. I'm not gonna go kill someone. If the roles were reversed and you were given a winning lottery ticket, would you share the money with your least favorite family member who bought you the ticket in the first place? I'd share a little bit. I see. At least their dollar back. Now you're walking through a forest and you come across a black suitcase. Inside the case, there rests $1 million. Alongside the money, there lies a blood-stained note with only one word written on it. The note simply says, "Don't." How does this make you feel? Scared there's blood in there, anxious, what if someone comes for the money, excited, I'm about to be rich, indifferent, none of my business. A little bit scared. And what would you wish to do in this situation? Grab the suitcase and run back to my car, take as much money as I could, leave the rest, call the police and let them know about the suitcase, leave the suitcase alone and move along. Call the police. If the note wasn't covered in blood, would it change your decision at all? No. No, it would not. Interesting. The devil appears in your room at night while you're alone and just about to fall asleep, and tells you that he has a special one-time offer for you. In exchange for your soul and an eternal damnation, he will let you choose from one of 3 glorious bargains. He has not told you what those bargains are yet. How does this make you intrigued? I wonder what he's willing to offer. Suspicious? I don't think that they'll truly exist. Scared? The devil is in my room. Angry? I want him out now. A little bit intrigued. Tell me. The villain goes on to assure you that whether or not you believe him to be truly the devil, he surely is. To prove his point, he demonstrates magnificent magical prowess and drags you to hell for a split second before transporting you back to your bedroom. In that second, you could feel a lifetime of pain and suffering in the most unimaginable ways possible. He then goes on to tell you of his offers in exchange for your soul to see if you can strike a bargain. Which of these would you choose? Which of these would you exchange for your soul, if any? All the wealth and power in the world. You'll never age, but can still die from physical injury. You can bring one person back from the dead. I wouldn't sell my soul to the devil. None of these are really intriguing to me. I only have one person I would bring back from the dead, and unfortunately, if you were to do that, it wouldn't be a good life for them. You'll never age, but can still die from physical injury. I don't want to live forever. I don't. All the wealth and well, that wouldn't be forever, but I don't want to live for that long. All the wealth and power in the world. I don't care. If the devil offered you a deal of some other kind, would you accept it in exchange for eternal damnation? There's only one scenario. Just peace for my family and friends. That's the only scenario. Other than that, no. And not anything for not anything for myself. Not by any means. So, of some other kind. Again, like I said, they're meant to be like scenarios in your head. Yes, there is one. I see. Civilization is bound to come to an end as a plague sweeps the globe, turning everyone who perishes into mindless zombies who hunger for living flesh. You watch as everyone you know becomes gravely ill and turns, except for 5 of your closest friends and family. How does this make you feel? Scared I don't know if I could survive for long. Excited I always fantasize about a zombie apocalypse. Incredibly sad I don't want the world to end. Indifferent is this right now. Scared I don't think I could live for that long, honestly. If you knew that a zombie apocalypse was coming in 10 years from now and you could prevent it from happening, would you? If I could, yeah, absolutely. Interesting. You've been working at a company for 10 years and you've been promised a very important and incredibly lucrative promotion. However, someone hired only a number of weeks ago has just been promoted to the position that you were promised. Your boss essentially tells you, tough luck, and that maybe one day you'll get the position, and that he had to promote the other employee as a favor for a friend. How does this make you feel? Angry, I was promised that promotion. Jealous, that promotion should have been mine. Betrayed, I can't trust my own employer. Different. Everything happens for a reason. Probably a little bit betrayed, honestly. Especially of 10 years? That's a lot of time. You've also learned a few secrets about the company that could be disastrous if they were to escape, such as the fact that they haven't been properly reporting their income for the last decade. What would you wish to do in this situation? Threaten to report my boss for fraud, quit my job and look for a new employment, sabotage a new employee to get them fired? Nothing. You win some, you lose some. The thing is, 10 years of experience, you can't just lose that. I think doing nothing is probably the best scenario here. If the roles were reversed and you were hired and promoted as a favor over someone more deserving, would you accept the position? Probably not, honestly. Let them have it, especially if they were working there for 10 years. That's a lot of time. Let's see. Very interesting. You're home alone at night, cooking food in your kitchen, and you turn around to realize that someone is watching you through your window in the darkness. They have their face and hands pressed up against the window, and they make direct eye contact with you before turning and running out of sight around the other side of the house. How does this make you feel? Scared? Where did they go? Anxious? I don't know what's about to happen. Secure? I'm ready to handle whatever's coming. Protective? I need my family to be okay. I would have said scared, but my family is... Because when I was living in one of my old neighborhoods, I heard what I thought was gunshots. I immediately left my room to go check on my family. So I had not really similar, but a kind of thing where I thought there was a chance. So protective is absolutely my answer here. And what do you think you'd do in this situation? Lock the doors and call the police, grab the nearest weapon in the house and prepare myself, check to see if everyone in the house was safe, run out of the house, go to the neighbors. Like I just said. Making sure that everyone in the house was safe was my immediate reaction. The face you saw in the window was the face of a supernatural entity and not a human being. Would your answers change at all? No. No, they I'm going to present you with some more potential scenarios, but I'm going to ask for more simplistic answers as a result. Here we go. You're not feeling all too well, so you decide to go to the doctor. The doctor runs a series of tests and gets back to you shortly after to announce some grave news. It turns out that you've contracted an incredibly rare illness that there is currently no cure for. This illness causes complete body paralysis within 6 months of contraction, meaning that in less than half a year from now, you will be rendered unable to move, blink, talk, or any form of expression whatsoever. So pretty much ALS. You will need to be kept alive on a feeding tube, and you'll never be able to communicate with anyone else ever again, just being kept alive on machines in a vegetative state. Would you want to be kept alive in that state, or would you rather have the plug pulled when that happens? My mom and I have actually talked about this before because she works at a nursing home. Pull the plug and let me die. At that point, my life's pretty much over anyways. How would you like to spend the last 6 months of your life while still mobile? Spending it with my friends and family, pursuing all the dreams I hadn't yet accomplished, making the world a better place while I can. I'd wallow in self-pity, probably want to die. Spending it with my friends and family while I still can. There are diseases out there that can put you in that sort of unfortunate situation. Does knowing this motivate you to do things you've never done before and pursue more from life? Or do you feel relatively unaffected by the knowledge that this could potentially happen to you at any point in time? I wish I'd say it motivated me, but it doesn't really change anything for me, weirdly. Noted. You have a pet dog who raised since its birth. 3 years has passed and it's the best dog you've ever had. You love it like it's your own child, and one day he runs away in the middle of the night, chasing after a wild animal in the darkness. You search everywhere for your dog, but no matter what you do, you can't seem to make any progress. About a month passes and you still haven't seen any trace of your four-legged friend. Until one morning, you wake to the sound of a familiar barking. Oh. You rush outside to find that your elderly neighbor in his late 80s sat on his front lawn, joyously playing with your dog. He has named the beast Johnny, and him and your dog seem to be having the time of their lives. You rush over there and hug your dog, and he excitedly licks your face. Your neighbor says, "Johnny's a good boy, isn't he? I lost him when I was just a boy about your age, but he's come back. Johnny has come back and we're together again." Oh, oh, trading dogs, are we? Wow, okay. Come to find out, your elderly neighbor is suffering from dementia, recently brought on by the stress and heartache of losing his wife just a couple of months prior to finding your dog. Oh. This dementia has caused him to believe that your dog, Johnny, is his old dog from his childhood, coming back into his life to make him happy and keep him company. The dog seems to be great shape, very happy and well looked after, and you know that telling the old man that it isn't really his dog and that it's your dog would break his heart and crush him. Would you break the news to him that it isn't his dog and take Johnny home with you, or would you let him keep the dog and choose to visit him daily to play and go for walks? I let the old man keep the dog. Why? What? Does this story make you sad at all? A little bit. I did say "oh" at one point. Can you imagine yourself in the old man's position, being so alone in life and finding one thing that makes you feel less alone, and potentially having the face of being ripped away from you once again? Yeah, yep, I unfortunately can. Next question. Let's say that you were viciously murdered by a serial killer and you fell for one of their traps as they lured you in and made you their latest victim. Now, let's also say that you're given a unique opportunity in the afterlife as you return as a spirit to roam the earth. However, you're bound to two potential options, and only two. You can either choose to haunt your assailant and make his life miserable, hopefully foiling his plans to kill in the future and potentially save lives in the process, or you can choose to spend your time as a spirit amongst your still living family and friends, guiding them in positive ways and making their lives better. Oh, this is trolley problem. Oh, this is This is probably about classic. You're gonna kill four strangers, or you're gonna save one. This is similar. You're bound to whichever option you choose until either your friends are no longer living or your killer is no longer living. You cannot choose both. Which one would you choose? Probably my family, to be honest. Do you think you have what it takes inside you to drive your killer insane and push him over the edge? Not really, no. I don't think I could. Do you believe that this scenario is possible? No, I do not believe in ghosts. If this situation happened to a friend or family member and they were viciously killed, which situation would you rather them choose? The killer. Oh. Next question. One night you go to sleep and get a good rest that feels like the best sleep you've ever had. I wish. You wake up in an unfamiliar room in an unfamiliar bed. You look in the mirror and you hardly recognize yourself. You look as though you've aged 20 years. Never mind, I no longer wish. There's a sticky note on the television screen that says, press play. So you oblige and the note you oblige the note and hit the play button to reveal a message that has been left for you by all of your friends and family that are still alive and well, though they all seem to be 20 years older as well. They explain to you that every single day for the last 20 years, you repeated the same day over and over again. Wow. Due to severe head injury, your memory doesn't last more than 24 hours, so each day when you sleep, all recollection of what took place 24 hours prior is wiped entirely. Your loved ones have made a video for you to let you have a say in your potential future. You have the option of either watching this video every single day so you know what's going on and can continue to progress your life even though you won't have any recollection of it, or you can choose to continue living as you had been, repeating the same day over and over again and living in ignorant bliss. Which would you choose to do? Watch the video easily. Would you be upset if your family kept the truth from you for 20 years, even though they felt like it was for your own good? Not really, no. I don't think so. If your best friend was in this situation, would you make a video for him telling them the truth? Or would you repeat every day exactly the same for them in order to keep them happy, never letting them know the truth? I would let them know. Absolutely. I will take your note. I will take note of your answer. I need to grab some water. It's getting very dry because this is a lot of talking. The amount of times I've been nailed on for you guys in the corner here. Good shit. Good shit. Alright. Let's get back to it. You come to find through frantic digging in the attic and the reading of old files and newspapers that your parents are famed psychologists. You've also come to find that they aren't really your parents. In fact, they're not even related to you at all. So adopt it. From what you can gather through your new discoveries, the story tells of a young child who developed psychotic tendencies and went into a trance before murdering their parents in a tragically way. However, that child suffered so much trauma from the event of the loss of their parents, once the trance had worn off, that they repressed the memory of their own parents' deaths, blocking it completely from their mind. Two psychologists took the child into treatment and performed studies against the child's knowledge, raising that child to be a fully functional adult, while playing the role of the child's real parents to further gather data and potentially help that child avoid a terrible life in the process. You are that child. Would you resent your parents? Not really, no. Maybe for not telling me sooner, but probably not. Would you be grateful that they gave you a second chance at life? Absolutely. Murder is pretty difficult. Would you feel betrayed by your parents? No. Would you comfort your parents about the articles you found? Or confront? I'd say so, yes. If you were in your parents' position, would you do the same for a child in a similar situation? If I had the ability to, absolutely, yes. Interesting. I have one final scenario for you before we move on. The end of the world has come and gone, and all that is left are post-apocalyptic soldiers roaming the lands, combing through towns and laying waste to any survivors in their paths, in hopes of claiming their equipment for themselves in order to survive this harsh, barren wasteland known as planet Earth. You get in good with a large colony of soldiers and spend about 6 months with them before they decide that you're not pulling your own weight, and in order to save the very few food rations they have left, they exile you from the compound and send you out to fend for yourself. You decide to venture into a neighboring town in hopes of finding food that was left behind by raiders, and it only takes you about a day and a half before you strike gold. A hidden underground bunker stockpiled to the brim with enough food to feed an entire colony for a year. Now you have a few choices to make. Would you go back to the colony and tell them about the bunker, or would you stay in the bunker all by yourself? I'd say go back and tell the colony because I don't think I could stay by myself for that one. If you could choose to only tell some of the soldiers about the bunker and let them in so you could lead a new colony, but exile the soldiers who exiled you, would you do it? It'd be a little bit awkward, but I don't think so, no. If you were to lead a new colony, would you build it based on savagery and raiding, or would you build it based on sharing and compassion? Sharing and compassion, absolutely. If you were the leader of a colony that exiled you, except it was you who exiled someone else who wasn't pulling their weight, and that person just so happened to find themselves in a similar situation, yep, would you let them keep what they... Wait, would you raid and steal it for yourselves, or would you let them keep it for themselves? Okay. They can keep what they found. Very interesting. Well, that wraps up this portion of the test. But I need more from you before I allow you to rest. A choice here, a choice there, which would you rather? Ooh, would you rather? Moral dilemmas abound from what I can gather. And you will answer clearly, crisp, and concise. Will you be selfish, or is your conscience of ice? In just mere moments from now, we both shall see. The difference between who you are and who you wish to be. Let us begin. Water! I need more water! No, my mouth is getting dry. It always does after the episodes, because it's so much talking. Oh, so much talking. Because to keep a good pace and not have this be like an hour long, I'm gonna have to keep on talking. It is such a pain in the throat. Just wanted to make sure that I was still recording, because if I wasn't recording... Oh, it has been an hour, actually, apparently. I said to keep this not being an hour. It is an hour. Alright. And we're not even done yet. So this section. Let us begin. Would you ever abandon the person you love most or be abandoned by the person you love most? Be abandoned. Would you ever have friends in high places who could get you anything you wanted but didn't necessarily care about you? Or friends who couldn't give you anything but they feel a deep personal bond? Stronger bond. Would you ever find $10,000 and get to keep it for yourself, or find $20,000 but have to split it 4 ways with your closest friends and family? Split it 4 ways. That is still 5K. That's a decent chunk. Would you ever cheat on your partner but never get caught, or know that your partner cheated on you but have no way of proving it? Probably get cheated on. Would you ever get rich through illegal means, or be poor but live an honest life? That's poor but an honest life. That's where I am now. Would you ever press a button that will kill your favorite pet, or press a button that would kill your favorite family member? Favorite pet. Would you ever get fired from a high-paying job, or have to fire your friends from a high-paying job? Get fired. Would you ever sleep with your step sibling or sleep with your best friend's partner? Step sibling. Would you ever save your best friend from certain death and let 1,000 strangers die, or save 1,000 strangers and let your best friend die? Do you remember how I mentioned trolley problem? But much worse. I said 4 and 1. This is 1,000 and 1. 1,000 strangers. No. If it was 4 and 1, that would be such easy. Would you ever get free food for the rest of your life or rescue a starving child from a third world country? Rescue a starving child. Would you ever be rich but without family or poor but with family? Poor but with family. That's kind of where I'm at. Still. Would you ever have to steal food for the rest of your life in order to eat? Gotta steal to eat, gotta eat to live. Ba-da-ba-da-da-da-da. Sorry. Or steal enormous amounts of money from the wealthy but have to destroy the money immediately afterwards. Steal food for the rest of your life in order to eat, steal enormous amounts of money from the wealthy. Honestly, with the wealthy these days, steal and destroy. Would you ever serve 4 years in the military during wartime or move to a third world country and never be allowed to return home? I want to return home, if possible, if I don't die. Would you ever always be traveling 10 miles above the speed limit or 10 miles per hour below the speed limit? Probably below. Yeah, below. Because fast can just end up actually killing people. Would you ever never have sex for the remainder of your life, or have to have sex every day in order to stay alive? I am Arrowways. Never have sex again. Because I've never had sex again. Would you ever be addicted to hardcore drugs for 10 years but make a full recovery, or addicted to alcohol for the rest of your life? Hardcore drugs would probably actually get me killed. So, how about an alcoholic? Would you ever live to be 200 years? Well, it did say that you would make it, but still, 10 years is a while. Yeah. Would you ever live to be 200 years old in a perfectly preserved, youthful body and have to watch your friends and family die around you, or live to be 70 but die before your friends and family? Live to be 70. That's the same reason why I never take like immortality over things like this. Would you ever sacrifice all your friends in order to survive? Sacrifice both of your parents. Sorry. Sorry. My parents. Would you ever get acknowledged for work that you didn't do or work hard for the rest of your life but not receive any praise for it? Uh, Not any praise. Would you ever punch a nun or get punched? This is a reference to the first game. I don't remember if it was in the last game too, but this is a reference to the first game. I want to punch a nun. Let me punch a nun. You've gotten me intrigued. I want to punch a nun. Would you ever lose all the money you've earned this year or lose all the memories you've gained this year? Well, this is only March, but I also haven't gained too much money this year, so lose all the money I've earned this year. Would you ever flip a coin for a chance to win 20 or immediately win 10? Flip a coin. Why not? Gambling. Would you ever know how you die or know when you'll die? Know how I die, please. When I die, I feel like I have a looming sense of dread for the rest of my life. Would you ever be blind but able to see crystal clear underwater, or deaf always? Blind from be permanently deaf because I can learn sign language, and if anyone cares about me, they'll do it. Would you ever give up all internet and social media, but be able to travel the world for free, or have the best internet in the world for free but never leave your house? Give up internet. Fucking, I can go meet the online friends that I've made over the years. Would you ever walk barefoot across a bed of hot coals, or walk barefoot through a pitch black, snake infested corridor? Hot coals, because snakes is most likely to get you killed. Would you ever be the judge who sentences people to death, or the executioner in charge of killing them? I never just. I'm sorry. The judge. Absolutely the judge. Would you ever have a witch cast a nasty hex on you so you'll always have to have bad luck? Or be hunted by a demon intent on possessing you? Bad luck hex, please. I already have bad luck. Just make it worse. Double down. Would you ever be married to someone incredibly beautiful who doesn't find you attractive, or be married to someone whom you're not even remotely attracted to, but they find you incredibly attractive? Eh. I'm not attracted to. Give them more enjoyment. I don't know. I don't do relationships. Would you ever work a high paying job that you despise or a low paying job that you love doing? Low paying job that I love doing. Would you ever walk 1 mile home wearing nothing but a pair of socks, or be fully clothed but have to walk 100 miles ago? Uh, Fully clothed, please. I can't. Especially just socks. Would you ever find $5 in your pocket, or have to grab $100 out of a public toilet? 100 out of a public toilet. Would you ever have 100 of your favorite books, but never watch a movie again, or have 100 of your favorite movies but never read a book again? Movie. Oh. I give up books for 100 movies. Would you ever always be 20 minutes late to everything, or 2 hours early to everything? I'd say 20 minutes late. Would you ever find a dead body, or be witness to a deadly assault? Find a dead body, because watching it is more traumatic. Would you rather be able to change your past or see what the future holds for you? Change my past. Would you ever have one really great friend or 100 mediocre friends? One really great friend. Would you ever lose all of your teeth or lose 1 day of your life every time you kissed someone? Arrow Ace! I've never kissed someone! Yippee! Would you ever win the lottery and lose the ticket before you can collect your money, or see your worst enemy win the lottery? Just worst enemy, I guess. Would you ever find true love or have your dream job? Dream job. And once again, Arrow Ace. Would you ever have a pause button for life or a rewind button? Probably a rewind. Would you ever drown to death in gasoline or be boiled to death in water? Ugh. 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 That's very painful. That's drowning. That's drowning to death in gasoline. Would you ever make a new friend every day or get $100 a day for doing nothing but never have friends again? Let's make a new friend every day. Would you ever die to save your family or sacrifice your family to save yourself? I'd give my life to save my family. Would you ever always be hated by those closest to you for something you didn't do, or have hurt everyone you care about, but they'll never find out it was you? Ever be hated? Would you ever sleep with your worst enemy or sleep with someone who you know has many incurable diseases? Yeah, worst enemy, please. Would you ever only eat food you don't like or give up all liquids except for water? Uh, give up all liquids except for water. That kind of sucks, but. Would you ever always listen to music at max volume or always listen to music just above the lowest? Max volume, please. Blast my ears out. Would you ever meet your hero and find out that they don't like you, or never meet your hero at all? Never meet my hero. Would you ever never have a pet for the rest of your life, or never have friends for the rest of your life? Never have pets. Would you ever live in excruciating pain for the rest of your life, or live pain-free but everyone you know and love will live in excruciating pain for the rest of their lives? I'd rather live in excruciating pain. A lot of these are like very similar. Like you take pain or some kind of bad thing so that way someone else doesn't have to. Thank you for answering my questions, but we are not yet done. For we have made it through many categories except for one. These final questions will be from deep within. I want to see your soul. I want to see your heart beat quicken. I want to learn all that you know. I want to see what makes you think. I want to know what makes you tick. I want to know your darkest truths. I want to know what makes you sick. I want to expel truth from yourself. I want to feed on your precious fate. I want to learn all of your love and bathe in all of your hate. So one last time we sit together as we await the final revelation. These are the last questions I have for the last examination. Let me grab some more water. Okay. Take your time, do think hard, savor every moment dearly. For when I am finally finished with you, you will see it ever so clearly. And here we go. Choose one of these words that you feel resonates with you the most in this very moment. Morbid, destructive, insane, unclean, volatile, and petulant. Volatile. Just one of the words that you feel resonates with you in the very moment. Curious, intrigued, fascinated, interested, inquisitive. Curious about how the end of this is going to go. Do you ever lie to those who are closest to you? Yes. Have you ever hurt someone whom you know didn't deserve it? I think so, yes. Have you ever lost your temper when you know you shouldn't have? Yes. Have you ever intentionally hurt an animal? Nope. Have you ever blamed someone for something that you know they didn't do? No. No, I have not. Have you ever abandoned a pet? Unfortunately, I have had to on multiple occasions. Have you ever abandoned a loved one in their time of need? Not that I can think of, no. Have you ever stolen something from someone that you cared about? Usually I'm the one getting stolen from, but I believe I have. Have you ever broken something to spite someone that you cared about? Nope. Have you ever played the victim in a situation even though you hadn't been wrong? Nope. Have you ever had romantic feeling? Nope. I'm just gonna keep on reading it though. For someone who wasn't your partner while you were in a... This is like so many levels of no. Nope. Have you ever wished for the death of someone who had wronged you? Yes, I have. Have you ever wished for the death of a loved one? No, I have not. If you knew that writing someone's name on a piece of paper could instantly cause their death, death note, would you write down anyone's name? Yep, I have a couple. Do you feel like you could spend more time with your loved ones than you currently do? Yep, absolutely. Have you ever owed someone an apology but refused to apologize to them? I don't think so. No. Do you ever regret worrying too much about things you can't control? Yep, sure do. Do you ever feel like your negativity brings other people down? Sometimes. Do you ever feel regret not standing up for yourself? Feel like you've been wronged? Not really. Usually it's minor things. Do you ever feel like you let others influence your decision making too much? No. No. Do you ever wish that you lived a more honest life? I'm pretty honest with my life as is. Has your dishonesty ever caused someone else to suffer? Trying to think of a scenario. There's a particular story from when my sibling and I were kids. I thought that it was me that said whatever it was that was dishonest, but no, that was my sibling, so no. Have you ever had someone leave your life before you had the chance to tell them something? Do you ever feel like you prioritize people in your life that are unworthy of your time? Not really. Do you ever feel like you prioritize your own wants before those who need you most? No, not really. I kind of put myself on the bottom of my own list of priorities. You ever feel like you spend too much time working towards something that you're not truly passionate about? Not really. Do you feel like you're living up to your full potential? Absolutely not. Do you ever let your fears stop you from pursuing things that you truly want? Yes. Have you ever refused to try something because you were afraid that you would fail? Yes. Have you ever been attracted to someone but refused to let them know because you were afraid of being rejected? Nope. Airways. Never been attracted to anyone. Do you ever feel as though you're chasing the wrong things in life? Kinda. Do you ever feel like you spend so much time planning for the future that you ignore the present? No, I don't think that far ahead. Do you feel like your friends and family like you more than you like them? No, not really. Have you ever loved a pet more than your family? Nope. Do you ever make up excuses to get out of going to an event instead of just telling the person who invited you that you just don't want to go? Yep, I have. Do you ever feel like you spend more time with technology than you do building stronger bonds with your friends and family? Yep. Have you ever defended someone that you shouldn't have? Maybe. Probably. Probably on that one. Do you sometimes have a hard time admitting when you're wrong? Yes. Do you ever place the blame for your personal failures on someone or something else? Not really, no. Have you ever accused someone of something with no real evidence to back it up? Yep. Have you ever had sex with someone whom you know you shouldn't have? Nope, never had sex. Have you ever had any kind of relationship with someone whom you know you shouldn't have? Also, no, I've never been in a relationship. Have you ever let a relationship degrade because you were afraid of being the one to break up with someone? Still never had a relationship. Do you ever feel like you could take better care of your own health? Yes, absolutely. Have you ever let someone else take the blame for something that you did? Probably. Yes. Have you ever acquired something that you didn't really want just because someone else wanted it? No, that's extremely petty. Do you ever feel like you're not living up to others' expectations? Yes. Have you ever walked out of someone's life without any explanation? No, no. Had to think that one. Do you ever feel like you focus more on the negative aspects of your life and what you don't have rather than being grateful for what you do? No. I've been extremely low points in my life. I've lived in a hotel once. Absolutely not. Have you ever witnessed someone being wronged but didn't have the courage to stand up for them? Yep, sure have. And finally, do you feel like you're a good person? I'd say so, yes. Very interesting. One more drink of water before we get to the conclusion. Where's my... Put it a little bit far away from me. You have to understand I've been talking for over an hour now. My throat is killing me. Alright. That concludes the oh, that concludes the ending to your examination. In your mind, I have dug myself a hole. I will analyze your answers very carefully, and now it's time for me to gaze into your soul. This is preposterous. This simply cannot be. I have expected every potential outcome, but yours seems to have evaded even me. I was prepared to tell you of your fate, to play upon your fears, to break the worst of news to you, to plant seeds of doubt within your ear. But as I have asked you to be honest with me, I must in turn be just as honest with you. For as much as I wish to lie, I am forever shackled to the truth. From what I can deduct from depth within, from everything you've shared with me, in return I shall share with you. This is what I see. Here we go. Here we go. The part that can definitely make me cry, depending on what it says. Well, this is as clear as day. There's a big piece in life's grand puzzle that you are missing on a daily basis. There are bridges in your life that have been collapsed, either by your own doing or by someone else, but either way, this has affected you more than you may realize. Judging from the looks of things, you really need to reach out to someone you haven't spoken to in a while. You son of a... I haven't spoken to my best friend in like 2 months. I hate you. It doesn't matter how the conversation will end up going. It doesn't matter if it will be boring, pleasant, or painful. What matters most is that you spend the time having this conversation with them because there's something very valuable that you're going to learn by talking to them. You're going to get a certain feeling, a certain emotion, focused not on what they say, but how they make you feel. That emotion is the key to your next step in life. Take a little bit of time out of your day to get in contact. You'll be very thankful that you did. I think you'll be very surprised just how much of a positive impact this can have on your life going forward. I hope this information helps you achieve your goals. Because your word is solace. Remember this word. This will come in handy. Solace. Okay. But you called me out. If you received anything that you've already received before from previous examinations, remember, we did not ask you your secret words prior to taking this test. So that should be very telling. It means something very special. If your result was the same as something you've got previously, we'd like you to add the phrase twin words next to your secret word in comments. If you received an entirely new outcome, then that means you've got multiple layers of things to work on in your journey. Or you may just have an extra layer of depth to your personality, but only you will know the answer. You've answered hundreds of questions, you've found deeper meanings, you've been enlightened, and you've helped others find enlightenment. Many people have wondered just what the test series is really about. But it's simple. The answers are always so much more simple than we believe them to be. The test is about you. The reflection is in your darkened screen, the one who seeks the answers. The person who seeks the answers. More than being about the answer, this test is more so about the questions. It's about making you think. It's about encouraging you to open up and admit that you're human. Just as human as everyone else. The test is about unity. The test is about compassion. The test is about bringing people together and showing that we are not so different after all. Look at all the secret words that have been left in the comments. Look at all the thousands of people who are just like you. We all feel so lonely sometimes. We all feel flawed. We all feel pain. But that's because every single one of us is human. The world judges one another based on so many variables, but they're the most hypocritical set of variables imaginable. We judge each other, and are judged ourselves by our peers who do the same exact shit that they judge us for in the end. And that we judge them for too. You feel flawed because you are flawed. You feel afraid because you have the right to be. You feel overwhelmed because the world is overwhelming. Depression is overwhelming. Anxiety is overwhelming. Our problems are overwhelming. Suicide is an epidemic. We are losing loved ones before their time, and any one of us can fall at the hardest times in our lives at any given moment. We can lose everything we know and love instantly and unexpectedly. But one thing that we are not is alone. You are never alone. We're all flawed because we're all human. We're all scared because we're all human. We all fight these battles every single day because we're all human. But you never have to feel alone in your fight. Look at all those secret words that have been gathered that match yours. Look at all the words that don't match yours. Perhaps those people are going through struggles that you have yet to experience or know nothing about. And perhaps some others know not of yours either. But don't judge those who are struggling. Help them just as you'd wish to be helped in your time of need. Don't be afraid to ask for help and reach out to those who are. Everyone is suffering. Some of us just suffer quieter than others. We are all in this together. The test series has helped bring so many people together and make so many people feel less alone. We've read your comments, and others are free to do so as well. We've read about how these games have helped you. We've read about how much positivity they've spread. We've read how many people say their lives are forever changed, and I'll tell you one thing. If even one life was saved in the process of this social experiment, then it was worth conducting. And every single one of you that left a comment is a hero. By leaving comments, you help spread the message out to others. You helped spread a positive light in a very dark time for so many people, and those people have you to thank for it. There are so many people who do nothing for others, and they continue to do nothing for others. They won't lift a finger to help others around them because they don't understand that someone is suffering just as much as they are. They're just too afraid to open up about it. But not us. We've all opened up quite a bit, haven't we? We were brave enough to answer these questions that so many people fear admitting to. We were brave enough to take a chance and leave a secret word as a symbol of our participation. And for that, Random Studios would like to thank you by not only placing your name in the credits at the end of this game so the world knows of your good deeds in spreading the word and participating, but we've also got another surprise for you. Everyone who has left a comment on our titles and continues to do so on future titles will be put into the credits of our new massive project that we've been working on. But that's not the good part. We will also be going through and selecting names from those who left comments on all of our titles and putting their names right into the actual game and storyline, whether it be a special item, piece of the lore, or character named after them, and much more. You've contributed your time and energy and helped others in need. We want to make sure you're commemorated for your efforts and get the admiration you deserve. Now, as far as your secret words go, your secret words will play a pivotal role in our new project. You will plug your secret words into different parts of your journey when they are requested of you, and they will alter the game in a way uniquely set for your specific words. This is an RPG where every choice matters, where every decision you make changes something about your session. This is an RPG that focuses on every human emotion and the decisions we make, and how those decisions make us feel. Keep an eye out in the future for our main project, Chasing Demons, where every NPC from all of our titles will be represented in storyline, and the world will get to see how they all tie in together. You helped shape it, you helped make it what it is, and we will be sure to continue to add more and more players into the lore and gameplay as we read more and more of the comments left on our titles, all the way up until its official release. And again, to commemorate those who participate across all of our titles, we will be periodically selecting names from all of our titles. Thank you so much for everything you've done for us and everything you continue to do for the world. We greatly appreciate your feedback and support. We've read every single review and comment left for us. Bottom of our hearts, thank you for everything you do. Thank you for playing, and thank you for contributing your secret words to our projects. A word from the developers. Ugh. Because people will live their lives like having seen something, never having done something special like that. Even if you didn't particularly find anything useful yourself from the test series, just by you spreading the word, you've helped others who do find something beneficial from the series really could use help in their time of need, as shown in the plethora of positive and inspirational comments left in the series as a whole. So thank you for spreading the word and helping so many people who really, truly need it. Someone will go their entire lives while living selfishly, never lifting a finger to help someone else unless it personally benefits themselves. I'm sure you've met someone like that in your lifetime, and that's okay. There's a place for all types of people in the world, and we need people like that to create balance. We need the selfish with the selfless. We need the good with the bad. We need the happiness with the sadness. We need it all in order to appreciate what we have, and what we don't have. But these games have helped people and mean to help people. You've commented for shared that you've helped someone. If you don't believe me, take a look for yourself and read some of the words people have left for the rest of the world to see. Look at the joy and positively you've helped spread throughout the world in such a dark time. Dying people. One thing we all have in common is that we're all human inside. It doesn't matter where we come from, how we grew up, what we've been going through in our opinions. We're all judged and are judged. We all have the same thoughts and feelings and emotions, and every person living amongst us has their own lives. Each person center of their own universe. Every individual has their own family, their own circle. They mean something to the world. They mean something to someone, even when they don't feel like it. You trust me, you do. Thank you for being part of this. Thank you for encouraging other people to be a part of this. Thank you for spreading something so uniting in such a divisive world. Thank you for opening up in your heart and mind in order to create acceptance, not only for everyone else, but for yourself as well. Even in our differences, we are so different, aren't so different after all. Together, let's make it happy to stay. Oh, hey! We also like to give a very special thanks, shout out to Markiplier and his community for supporting us throughout our other titles. It has really meant so much to the lifetime fans. The amount of joy you bring to the rest of the world through your content and your community support is second to none. Thank you for being you, and we really hope you get to punch a nun at some point in your near future. We want to wish you all the best in your future endeavors. May your life be flooded with the happiness that you deserve. Aww. As a side note to anyone and everyone who has taken the time to be here, we have also developed a game titled The Testing Chamber, which can be considered connected to the Test Trilogy in a very special way. So feel free to check that out, as we think it's quite a unique experience. If you enjoyed what the Test Trilogy had to offer, then we truly believe that you'll love the playstyle testing chamber, as it takes everything that its predecessors offered and amplifies the experience to an unprecedented degree. We genuinely hope you give the testing chamber a chance, as we've spent continuous hours of passionate development making it and what it is, and we hope after playing it that it means as much to you as it does to us. Also recently finished the 7th installment in the entire test series, Test Reality Check, which is now available on Steam. Test Reality Check is a standalone experience, so you can jump right into it immediately without having played the rest of the titles in the series. In the meantime, we would like to recommend you our title, Advisor. We feel that it provides a great opportunity for player-developer interaction and allows players to cast their vote on where the story should head. Okay. Written in future episodes. Thank you for listening to us pour our hearts out about our passion projects. We put a lot of time and effort into them, and we just want the same thing that everyone else wants in life, a chance. With that being said, keep a hold of your secret words. You're gonna need them for when you're chasing demons. Oh, hello. I will peel the truth from your flesh like petals from a blackened rose. She loves me. Whoa. Don't do this. She loves me not. She loves me. Please, I beg of you. She loves me not. Gah. She loves me. She loves me not. She will never love a monster like you. So let her choice take its toll. And in her cell, may she rot. I can give my throat a break. Oh, my throat. Hold on, I need more water before I have ending thoughts for this. Because, ow! Every time I do one of these test episodes, my throat always hurts so much afterwards. Like, I love this series, don't get me wrong. Like, they called me out on needing to contact someone. Like, they called me out. I haven't talked to my best friend in a bit, and I've been thinking about that. He hasn't really texted me either, but I mean, it's been like maybe even 3 months. I don't know. Made a list of names of those who supported our projects along the way, and we will be continuing to extend this list in future titles. Would you like to see them now? No, because I learned my mistake last time. Close that. Alright, let's get into the middle of the camera. Hi! Hello. Um, that was the third game in the test series. Just finished. Oh, God, these games really do make you think. But obviously, if you haven't played these yourself, please consider like genuinely experiencing these for yourself versus watching someone else play them is huge. Like such a different experience. Because they mentioned Markiplier, and obviously, like I mentioned in the first episode of this, episode 5 of Saturn Rants, Markiplier was the inspiration for me doing this myself. And the value that I've gotten out of this personally has been immense compared to how that was. Like, just watching him do it. So, if like, each game is only like $2 most, at least for the trilogy, the original trilogy. So, if you're at all curious about playing this yourself, please do. Like, I highly recommend. So, that's really all I've got for today. Um, oh, I accidentally started going backwards. Also, I didn't say it at the beginning, but if you recognize this world, um, my VR chat video where I was screwing around with gravity a lot, I forget what it was called, but that was here, cause those sleeping bags are weird in how they work. So, if you want another video to go check out, that one's not long. Um, you can go do that if you so like. But if not, um, there should be more Saturn's rants on the way. I may rant about how making this Abby was a lot easier than the ones I've done in the past, and how the way I was doing it in the past was the most annoying thing ever. That's probably going to be the next rant. So stay tuned for that. But for today, that's about it. Thank you everyone so much for watching, and have a great rest of your day. Bye bye.